Yeah. Oh, you really? Wow, you had something up your sleeve this morning, didn't you?
You know, so as I was watching the yellow light, waiting for it to turn on, I started really getting up in my head about what Byron was going to say about my Bob. So I was like, I can't just, I just got to go for it, and I'm just going to just totally go for the weed whacker. And that's
All right.
Before you signed on, Oak, I was going to tell Liz that when the light turns yellow, she and I should pretend we're going to bob and just be silent, so it's just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that you're...
of you lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing.
You guys are wily.
We didn't do it, though, because I had to stand up and turn off my heart monitor.
It was like beep, 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 beep.
It stopped, though, right?
Yeah.
Your heart's still beating, right?
Yes, but it's the fan in my room has like a little string attached to it, and it like knocks against the light bulb. And,
I see.
Yeah. I have to, and then to drown that sound out, I have to put on my air conditioning, which also helps drown out the sound of the BQE, which has traffic on it all the time.
Indeed.
If you're wondering, it's like this amazing phenomenon where every single time I look at the BQE, 5 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, always traffic. It's bizarre.
Popular boroughs, Brooklyn's and Queens.
Really? Also...
Everybody forgets the Bronx. Fuck y'all.
Yep. Nobody cares about the Bronx. Jen Savage is asleep downstairs. I told her I was going to podcast from her bed this morning, but I apologize, Jen. I just didn't know how to set up the mic down there. And you're kind of surly in the morning, so...
And she's still sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather listen to the air conditioner than her snoring.
Just kidding. We love your snores. Golf time.
Are you guys all excited that the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals?
No.
Yes.
No, I don't care. I only know about the Golden State Warriors from hanging with Mr. Cooper. That's the only reason that they were a team.
Yes.
I don't remember hanging with Mr. Cooper.
It was, who was on it? This guy, and he played an ex-basketball player, or like current basketball player, I don't know. And he played on the Golden State Warriors at one point.
Yeah, hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Friend of the pod, Mark Curry.
Mark Curry, yes.
Friend of the pod.
Can I do my shut the fuck up a little early today?
Absolutely.
So,
please do.
I've been sort of tangentially following the NBA Finals, and it's on SportsCenter all the time, and whatever, the radio, and all that stuff's always playing in the house. So there are tons of people who are rooting for the Golden State Warriors because they hate LeBron James, and it annoys the shit out of me that when people define their opinions based on people that they hate, like. Someone who's like really successful or good at something, or as LeBron James. I mean, granted, LeBron James is a fucking tool bag, but he's also one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. And I'm seeing so many people who are sort of defining their fandom by who they hate, and it's not just basketball; it's like sports in general. People just love to like pick someone and fucking hate on them, particularly people who are really good. And I think this translates to other areas of life, not just like sports fandom, but just like general what Schadenfreude about celebrities or whatever. And I just think that is a fucking terrible way to live your life and a terrible way to sort of think and act. And just, for everyone out there who's just really stoked because somebody failed, just shut the fuck up, dude. Worry about yourself. Handle your fucking business.
I'm tired of all the haters of this pod that can't stand our celebrity.
They watch us shine, and they want to throw shade, but fuck them.
It's absolutely true. It's really easy to distract yourself from your own fucking ineptitude by trying to find other people's. It's really an easy path.
I know. You know what? You listener, viewer, along with myself and the rest of the hosts of this, have a lot of shit you need to fucking work on. You got a lot of shit you need to get straight. You are not living the best that you could. You are absolutely not. So handle your fucking business, dude. Stop worrying about who's an asshole or who fucked up or whatever, and just, internalize.
Yeah. Internalize. That was my.
You just wrote a song for Annie Lennox.
I did. Yeah. Internalize. Yeah. I agree with that sentiment very much. So.
It reminds me of something Albanian, which is a perfect segue. Now, Albanians have this thing where if enough people say something good about someone, it'll actually bring them bad luck or bring them like the evil eye. So, you know, when you see someone who's like super beautiful and everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful, she's so beautiful, she's so beautiful," it'll actually like bring her misfortune somehow. So I think that it kind of translates into how people see people who are powerful and influential and everyone loves them. You kind of have that balance of like people who are like, "I hate you because of that," because everything balances out. Like look at, if for those of you watching the video, look when I tilt my head forward, how the video gets lighter. Oh, it's not working now. Forget
Wait,
I
I
said
see
it.
what you meant though. It did do
Yeah,
that.
light did get brighter.
It's weird. It's just my hair's a little gray.
Whoa, look at that. It just did it. It's majestic.
Look at that.
Wait, how is this apropos to shut the fuck up? Is it?
No.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to show us that?
Yeah. You know what I want to talk to you guys about?
What?
Something hitting the marijuana community.
Oh,
Have you guys heard of dabbing?
yes.
I
So-
have not. I haven't made it up yet.
Shocking.
So dabbing is inhaling the vapors from a concentrated form of marijuana made by an extraction method that uses butane gas. Dabs, also known as butane hash oil, are more potent than conventional forms of marijuana because they have so much higher concentrations of the psychoactive chemical tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC. So
Did you just
I know a lot
recite
of
all that
people-
info off the top of your head there, Bizzle?
Yeah.
I thought so.
You know me, I'm a fucking
I know
news
you're
reporter.
encyclopedic.
Everything I say is dense and academic
Mm-hmm.
on this podcast. That's all I wanted to share. That
Just
I
dabs.
mean, how much more high can you get? I mean, you know,
Right.
like, 10 years ago, you could rip a 2-foot binger of sour diesel and you get about as high as any fucking human could ever want to be. Right?
Well,
I mean, like,
humans
you
can
wanna
always
be
get
more high
higher.
than that? I mean, you know, years ago, I got so high that I almost called the police on myself. And this is after being a fairly experienced partier for many years. Like, this
Yeah.
is not something that, you know, I wasn't new to the game. But I got so high that I almost called the police on myself. I was sitting in my room thinking, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I gotta do something. I gotta call the police." And then,
Right.
fortunately, you know, I was able to talk some sense into myself. But that was not fun. I did not like that feeling at all.
Yeah.
You wanna like use butane to get even more high. Like,
Right. It's like, guys, can't you just let something like be what it is? Can't weed just be like a low-level drug that kind of like chills you out, and like you can? There's lots of other drugs that can get you like super fucked up, like heroin and all those other drugs.
I
Like,
mean,
why
if
do we
you
have
wanna-
to turn weed into like something that destroys your entire brain?
right? Yeah, exactly. It's
Like-
it's beautiful the way it is.
Yeah,
and,
just
you know,
leave it. Why do like humans always have to turn it and to like go like all the way past what it was into like turning it into something dangerous?
If you want it to be a nitrous hit, then take a nitrous hit. If you want to
Exactly.
smoke crack, then smoke crack. But
Right.
dude, I mean,
Don't turn fucking Lipton iced tea into some fucking like like what? Like, can you just let it be what it is?
Savage is the only person that
And
for
you-
whom Lipton iced tea is the equivalent of smoking crack.
Yeah, exactly. I told Savage's boyfriend about the story when we walked in on her bouncing on the bed with a bagel and a knife. I embellished the story that it was Red Bull. But I didn't really want to tell him that it was a Lipton iced tea consumed 24 hours prior. Still coursing through her veins.
she laces it with Tang.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing with dabbing though is not only is it gonna get you fucked up, but it's also causing people to not causing them to explode, but it's leading to a ton of explosions and fires of people who are trying to make the dab.
Oh, so now it's great. Marijuana's never going to be legal now. Good job, guys.
Like, why do you got to turn it into a meth lab? You can't just
Yeah.
have a nice little garden that you would like attend to with like nail scissors and like a watering can. You got to have a fucking meth lab for your weed.
You gotta have fucking a blowtorch and a motorcycle ramp.
Oh, your garden sucks. You use nail scissors on it?
No, but if you when you
He used to on his weed plants too.
Yeah.
Harvesting with nail scissors, and also cutting his toenails with nail scissors. Same ones.
Same. No, my garden right now is I harvest it with those like grabbing like devices that like old people use to like reach the remote from their bedroom state. So I have one of those, and I use that to like pluck arugula leaves off the plant.
That's how Jen Savage gets all of her stuff too. She looks like a DC comic villain with like extra long pincher arms everywhere.
Her DC comic villain name is Cherry Picstress.
Yeah, exactly. I went to funny stand-up comedy. Wait, let's. Are we done with the dabs topic? Because Bizzle, do you have some experience with these things? I've never done it.
No, there's a guy who worked at my company for about 2 months. He just got fired for unrelated to dabbing reasons.
I'm sure it was actually somehow tangentially related.
The best part about him was that he was like the Indian Sammy Davis Jr. He looked and talked just like him. He's like, da.
How can you fire the Indian Sammy Davis Jr.? It's a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition.
This guy
Dude smokes dabs. You have to fire him.
This guy had the best story. I mean, when he started working here, I took him out for coffee, and I was like, where are you from? He's like, Atlantic City. I was like, oh, like near Atlantic City? And he goes, no, Atlantic City. My family runs a motel there, and we like lived in the motel. I was like, you're the most fascinating person.
Wow, he's like a Wes Anderson character.
Yeah. And he was so skinny. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. He had to have been like 5'6", 5'7", and maybe like 110 pounds. Like a very, very skinny guy. But he always shat, and he would take business calls from the bathroom. Yeah, so he got fired just for kind of not being the right fit for the company. But like a month before he got fired, so a month into working here, he went out with some of the guys who work here, and he invited them all back to his apartment, which was in, I think, the West Village, and I think he has like 3 roommates in a 2-bedroom converted bedroom apartment, so everyone's like super in cramped quarters. And he just starts ripping dabs, and they didn't know what they were getting into, and they did it, and they were just like, we don't remember anything that happened in this kid's apartment. And so on Howard Stern's radio show this morning, they were talking about dabbing and the dangers of dabbing, and I was thinking about my Sammy Davis Gandhi friend down in Atlantic City, hooking for his next hit.
Also, are you like smoking the butane? Because that's so fucking poisonous.
No, I think you use the butane to make it, if I understand firearms initial.
Yeah.
My explanation that I so eloquently...
That you so eloquently just rattled off the top of your head there.
I think you use butane to like cook it down so that you can...
Because you make a hash oil, so to speak. That's what it's called.
Cool.
I'm
good with just getting a little bit high and forgetting the beginning of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I just actually still don't remember any of that.
Accurate. I would say
so high when I saw that movie.
I would say that a solid 47% of people who have watched that movie even more than once don't remember most of it because they were super high.
I remember the one part where she runs up a bamboo and that's it. I don't think it had much of a plot. It was just people like running around and fighting.
Some guy got his head cut in half at one point.
Sure that happened.
I think I've seen it twice and I don't remember anything about it.
Me too. Exact same. I went to a funny open mic last night in Brooklyn. Funny because it was funny. There were funny people there, but also funny because the stage, behind the stage was a projector screen, and the basketball game was projected onto the screen, which meant it was projected on the comedians, which was really awesome.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, there was a video of the basketball game projected on the comedians. And that basketball game was long. Like, I was at that open mic for like 3 hours, and it still was projected onto me when I was doing my jokes.
They're long. A lot of timeouts at the end.
Really long. It was like yesterday I was watching an episode of Wendy Williams. It felt a lot like that because Wendy Williams, there's nothing happens on the show. She's on there for like 1 minute and then a commercial. It's just like commercial. That's all TV shows are anymore. commercials.
I feel like you got to be kind of hard up to be watching Wendy Williams.
I don't know why I was watching Wendy Williams.
Because you're with Jen Savage.
Yeah, exactly. She was working from home for the day, and I had just gotten back from getting coffee, and me and her boyfriend, Eitan, friend of the pod,
Hey, buddy.
were just yelling at the screen because Wendy Williams is dumb. Or actually, she's probably very smart. I don't know. I don't know her at all.
She was a meth head who went to Boston University. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, she seems to have done quite well for herself, but who am I to call her dumb? I just know that I don't really enjoy her.
How you doing?
Sorry, there was a button labeled drama, and I had to click it.
That was pretty dramatic.
Guys,
Right.
you wanna hear a really, really dramatic story?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Dabs.
Liz has been to my office. There's a few companies on my floor, and we all share a men's room. And there's a lot of men on this floor. And there's 2 stalls. The handicap stall is where I do most of my business. But the seat isn't fastened tight, so you kind of like swerve to the right and left. It's like you're in a snowstorm in a Fiat, and like you never really feel that comfortable when you're sitting there. And the other stall is the one that's used the most, so it's kind of never in the best shape. So I was talking to one of my coworkers about this, and he goes, "Oh, our key works on 5. You should go up to 5." And I was like, "That's great. Next time I need to go, I'll go up to 5." Oh, what are these effects that you're doing?
I'm not. Continue your story. You're going up to 5.
So I go up to 5, and I walk into the handicap stall, and I swear to God, I've never seen anything worse than what I saw in that handicap stall. Someone honestly shat on the walls and rubbed it in.
No, that didn't happen.
I'm gonna send you guys a photo of this. So it was all over the flushometer, it was all over the walls, it was
What
all
the
over the
fuck
floor.
is a flushometer?
The thing that you press to flush the toilet. I think that's what it's called, or I named it that. There's shit everywhere, and at this point, I really have to go, and I'm like, I'm not gonna use this. I'll just go to the stall right next to it. So I use the stall next to it, and I built my nest because I use quite possibly a whole ream of toilet paper to lay on the floor and all around the toilet seat before I sit down, right? So I come downstairs. Liz, you're wearing a monocle.
What? I am?
How'd you put on that monocle?
Just
what are you guys
found
doing?
Found it.
I don't have these effects tonight.
Wait, Byron, we're ruining your story with
I
our.
know, sorry. we just did dabs.
How do you guys do this?
You have to just go to Google
How do you
Next.
make for it?
Finish the story, flushometer.
So I
Jinx.
Okay, this is terrible for the audio listeners, but
I know.
we discovered this ridiculous, I'm sure if you've used Google Hangouts, you've seen this, the Google effect,
It's so
and it
cute.
allows you to put, a snorkel or a weird hat on yourself, and so we've ruined this podcast because we are doing this.
Yeah, sorry, listeners. This is savage. Oh, I have a cat mask and snorkel on. All right, Bizzle, finish the story because Jen's gonna listen to this and be really pissed at us.
So I use a bathroom. I go downstairs to the 4th floor, and I tell my coworker that he needs to come up to 5 and see what I just witnessed. Right. So we go up to 5. He walks into the bathroom, and I'm standing at the entrance to the bathroom. And he first goes to the stall that I use, and he goes, "Holy shit!" And I'm thinking to myself, that's not even what I wanted you to see. And he goes, "Someone made a fucking sofa mattress in here."
What?
What the fuck is a sofa mattress? He's like, "There's toilet paper everywhere. I can't believe someone did this." I was like, no, that's not what I wanted you to see. Check out the other stall. And then that's what I was like, wow, you were offended by what I did. I left clean toilet paper everywhere for the next person to use. But the person who used the handicap stall literally massacred it.
I feel like that's chill. Like, there's something going on there that maybe is of more concern. Like, if someone is like spreading their own feces around the stall, like that's the kind of thing that like mass murderers do, right? Like just
Yeah.
fucking insane people who are dangerous.
It also sounds like something a scary ghost would do, like a scary pooptergeist would potentially.
Um,
That would be
That
a
is-
really scary thing. At the restaurant I used to work at, somebody would walk around just crop dusting the restaurant, and it would happen at like it couldn't have always been the same person because not everyone was always at the restaurant. We were pretty sure there was a pooptergeist, which I think is. Uh-oh. Well, this has devolved into us playing with this ridiculous app.
yes.
Now for the listeners, I actually highly recommend going to YouTube and viewing what's happening right now.
There's a way to like take a photo of this.
He did, because we're looking at one of Liz right now.
Oh, really?
So I will tweet this.
Yes, please.
So I was telling him, I can't believe someone did that. He took a photo, which I'll send to you guys and we can tweet out. And he told a story about how he worked at this restaurant in Jersey, and there was a woman who had gone in there, and she just like destroyed the place, and there was poop on the ceiling, and his manager came out and goes, "Does she have an asshole in her neck? How the fuck did that happen?"
What?
Oh.
That's a really fucked up mental image.
Yeah.
Would you guys rather have an asshole in your neck or eyes on your butt?
Would I still get to have eyes on my head, or would I only have eyes on my butt?
No, you would only have eyes on your butt.
I would rather have an. This is a terrible.
It's
I would
wondering.
rather have an asshole on my neck because
Ooh.
my body's not really configured for me to like walk around with my ass pointing forward.
I guess
I
that's
would
true.
do-
You could maybe rig up an intricate system of mirrors.
I would do asshole on my neck because I love a good scarf. So I would just like go buy some scarves.
That's true. You do rock a nice scarf.
Yeah.
All right. Good answers, everyone. I've got some comedy shows coming up, guys.
Yeah, let's hear them.
I'm in a show on Thursday night, actually in Boston, which is a comedy contest. It's on a Thursday night, and it starts at 10:30, which means nobody's gonna go. But hopefully, I can still win because I'm very hilarious, so I should win. And then on Sunday, Bizzle, I need you to corroborate this information. I'm in a comedy show at the Upright Citizens Brigade. Is it a show or is it like an open mic? What's happening? Do you
No,
know?
it's an open mic at
Okay.
Gotham Comedy Cellar on McDougal.
Okay, cool. But I think some people are going to come to that, so that's exciting.
I had my improv show on Monday.
Why didn't you invite me?
It was horrendous.
No.
No, it was really bad. So the instructor for the class didn't even show up. She's supposed to be there Monday. She told us call time was 5:30 for the 6:30 show. All of us meet at UCB East. She doesn't show up. And then a substitute shows up and goes, "Yeah, she's not going to be here, but she told you guys how this works, right?" And we're like, "Nope." And classes used to be great because we'd have all these warm-up activities to kind of get you in the mood for being funny and being spontaneous.
Right.
And we didn't have any of those. We just got split in half. First half went up. And the way improv works is one person steps up, represents the team, asks for a suggestion from the audience. The audience spews out some words. That person picks one, says thank you, goes back to the group. Someone in the group uses that word as inspiration for a monologue, so they go out and tell a story. Then they take a step back, and the rest of the people in the group start doing scenes based on that monologue. So we went up, my group and I, and our prompt was hotcakes. And I don't know what story the first person told, but I don't think anyone was listening either. And when we had to go up and do our skits, no one was really thinking about it. and it just bombed so hard. The good thing was there were 4 people in the audience.
Oh, nice. That's always good.
Because class performances aren't like a big draw because they're
Right.
so amateur hour, and you've got to pay to go in, so no one wants to pay to see someone suck. But it was still, everyone was pretty disappointed. I think there were a few of us who were less disappointed because some of us are already in level 2, so we have something to look forward to. Whereas for level 1, it was like, all right, this is what we were building up to. Like, I get another show at the end of level 2, but for level 1, this was their last hurrah, you know. But it was so bad. And so the one thing that I'll say is there's a rule in improv that you always play to the top of your intelligence, and you never make fun of people. You make fun of actions, or you make fun of like character types, but not individuals, right? There's this one girl in our class who's like very, very dramatic. She always starts every scene as like the really defeated woman. You know, either she's like a really hurt mother or a neglected wife. Like she starts everything like overly dramatic, right? But she has giant feet. And she wears those like very strappy like Tiva sandals that are like
Oh,
the most unflattering shoes, but especially on a woman. And she would wear them to class all the time. And you know, I am always class clown. I've been class.
oh
What?
wow.
But
An actual.
Is
Whoa.
that,
An actual freeze.
it was a real phrase.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
it
you
did.
did.
You did.
And now you look insane.
Now you can't
No.
even remember your phrase. Oh, God.
Wait, I actually froze?
Yeah.
Oh. No, the lights are going off because I'm not moving in here.
Oh.
So anyway, where did I freeze? Did I get cut off?
Yes, you were talking about the woman's strappy Tivas. And
So you're not supposed to use your phone in class, so I would sneak photos of her feet and I would text them to the other guys in my class.
Obviously.
And it was like a running joke. We would make fun of her feet. And
It's all right.
so when her group went up, she their prompt was camping, and she told a story of how she grew up in like northern New York and like where she grew up, that you know it was like a lot of campgrounds and stuff, and her dad would walk around without a shirt or without shoes on, whatever, and he was like known to all of her friends like as someone who never wore a shirt or shoes. So that was her monologue, and then a scene started, and it was her and this girl Dali, and they go out, and their scene is camping, and so Lacey, is the girl with the feet, she sits down, and she puts a marshmallow on a stick, and she starts the scene as if like the reality they're in, they're roasting marshmallows at a campfire, and Dali goes, "Oh my God, what's that smell?" And Lacey goes, "I don't know," because Lacey has no idea where Dali's going with this scene. That's like the whole point of improv.
Right.
You have to work together. And Lacey goes, "Gee, I don't know." And Dali goes, "It's your feet. Your
Oh.
feet are disgusting. Oh my God." But Dali was never in on these jokes about Lacey's feet. But she, I guess, like panicked and needed something to do in the scene. So she just like would not get off of the feet. She's like, "Your shoes are disgusting. They smell so bad. Oh my God." And so Lacey's like, "Well, what should I do?" And Dali goes, "I don't know. Like, get away from me." Like the scene was just, and then those of us in the audience all looked at each other like, "Holy shit, I can't believe this is happening." And then Dali just kept going too far with it. Like Lacey goes, "Okay, I'm gonna just go to the creek and wash them," and Dali goes, "No, you're gonna kill all the fish. I mean, your feet are so gross. They're so disgusting." And the whole scene was about her feet. And I was howling in the audience. I was like laughing with tears, like so loud. And they must have thought that I was just like really supporting them, but I was just like, I cannot believe this is happening.
Poor
So,
Lacey and her giant feet.
Yeah. So that's how the improv show went.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does sound utterly terrifying. Completely lack of, like, I just don't, and not that I get especially prepared for my comedy performances, but like the idea that you actually can't be prepared just really stresses me out. I don't know. I do want to take another improv class though. I decided I'm going to sign up for the BRIC, which is the Brooklyn something media arts certification, which means they have this facility in Brooklyn, and you can go and use it, and we can make our own television show if we want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can use recording equipment for recording of Coming In Sideways.
Oh man, we would make the best cable access show.
I know. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I
So,
think
yeah.
that cable access would be the only like media where we could reach less people.
Right. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
We want to lose followers.
Right. Unless we like started performing inside a pyramid in Egypt, maybe we would have less viewers.
I think. Right.
We would have more viewers, but less living viewers.
That's correct. That's correct.
The Tutankhamun family would appreciate our.
They
antics.
really would. There'd be so many like old groans, like old dusty.
That's.
Yeah.
I'm using the randomize feature on Google Effects.
It's pretty
Nice. It is
It's
really
giving me
good.
it's giving me a new design.
I like it. What else is going on? Anybody got?
You guys want to do some picks?
My
Yes.
pick of the week is friend of the pod, Rachel Dolezal.
Oh,
yeah. So wait, you get Byram weigh in on this story. for
Yeah,
me.
exactly. You're the one who identifies as other races, so you should tell us.
I'm kind of obsessed with her. She's gone for the past like 10, 15 years identifying as black. And she finally got called out on it because her parents went public and said, look, we're both white. She's not black. And because she has a big role, she's like president of the Tacoma NAACP chapter. And, so the local news people cornered her outside her office and asked her point blank, like, are you lying about your race? Are you African American? And she didn't own it, but she just like stood there like shocked. And she's like, I don't understand the question. And the guy's like, are you black? Like, are you white? Are you African American? And she goes, I don't know what you're trying to say. And he picks up a picture of a black man that she had said was her father. And he goes, is this honestly your father? And she goes, that man is my dad. So like, so your father is African American. And she's just like, I don't have time for these questions. And she just marched off.
Oh,
And that
that's
is
so
when she
awkward.
marched off.
So awkward.
She marched off that camera and into my heart because
Yeah.
I know what it's like to not want to be white.
Yep. Feel ya.
So this is a big kerfuffle. Would it be as much of a kerfuffle if a black person identified as white?
Michael Jackson did it.
Well, I mean, just like,
But
well,
they didn't actually claim that they were white. Like, there are lots of black people that, like, look white and, like, air quotes, act white and, like, do white stuff. And, like, but I don't think anyone's ever actually, like, lied and said, well, probably, you know, that they have, but not for the purposes of their job, really, right?
Well, I think it's harder to do that. I think it's easier to be a white person because who can, you know, tan and crimp their hair and act at least part biracial. It's a lot harder for a person who is African American to identify as white. But I do recall an episode of Ricky Lake when I was growing up. Just watch it when I leave school every day. And there was a woman who filed for divorce because the man that she married had told her he was Italian, and it was a year later, and she found out he was actually Hispanic of Dominican heritage, and she felt that he had lied to her. So I guess you can do it with other races. I'd imagine there's some Asian people who've done it, but I think it's got to be hard to be black and pretend you're white.
Yeah.
you know, I think that your graduation cap and monocle lend a lot more credence to your argument.
Yes,
But
exactly.
now that I'm a snorkeling,
Snorkeling grad. You're a graduate of your snorkeling academy.
what do they call people who? Oh, now that I'm a snorkeling academic.
Yeah. Last night at the open mic, there was an Asian girl with like super crimpy hair, and I was like, too soon. There's a whole culture of people in Japan, apparently, like Asian people who try and reappropriate hip hop culture, and they paint their faces to be like brown and dress like white people.
Here's the thing. I think that no harm, no foul. I think if you identify with a race, it's fine. You know, like no one gives Eminem shit for really loving and adopting black culture. I read an article the other day where someone said this is just another item on a long list of times where white people have stolen from black culture.
But
Like Bo Derek made cornrows famous. It's like, look, Bo Derek, that's an iconic scene in a movie, and she's not famous for a lot. She's famous for that, but I don't think she stole anything. I think she's just, you know, yeah, I'm sure cornrows originated there, but then they also make the case that, like, Kim Kardashian's a white woman and she's celebrated for her big butt, but big butts are, like, predominant in black culture, and I think that's bullshit, because every woman in my family has a gigantic ass. So there are plenty of white people with fat asses. I don't happen to have one. I have a concave ass. Like, all my jeans just drape from my lower back to my mid-thigh.
I don't know. I find it. I find it difficult to care enough to formulate a coherent opinion.
And it's like at the end of the day, she was like working for the benefit of, you know, the black community.
Yeah.
So she wasn't like hurting anybody. She just probably knew that she couldn't get that job if she was white, so she wanted to do it.
The only thing that's damaging her is stuff
The
that
lies.
she's saying. Well, yeah, the lies, but then she also just says the stupidest thing. She said I think she has a biological son and she might have an adopted son, and they're black. And she goes, "Could I be a mother to them if I wasn't black?" Like, what the fuck does that mean? That was a stupid remark, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Dean, didn't you get a bunch of scholarship offers for being black?
Sure did. Sure
So-
did. I got a scholarship offer to Howard.
No.
Right.
Yes.
So what if you just like rolled with that? Like, what if you've been like, oh man, that could.
I really wish that I had, actually, in
Wait, you
hindsight.
applied to Howard?
No, but well, they were like recruiting me because I inadvertently checked African American on my SAT box. And I don't know how.
So you could see how you might have been like, well.
Yeah, I was getting all these like letters and, you know, stuff, and then as soon as I like cleared up the problem, like the well went dry, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go to Rollins College. But
So you can see how like that little like check the wrong box might
right, and you're like,
fucking snowball after several years into a huge.
Right.
opportunity.
Especially if you're Larry David or Rachel.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
like most people would get off that ride, but apparently not Rachel.
Howard Stern was saying the other day, or yesterday morning, because she was going to be on the Today Show. He goes, "Do you think Rachel Dolezal is just going to walk on set and just head nod to Al Roker?"
Yeah. She's like, yo, sir.
For those of you watching on YouTube, the latest effect makes me look like the ghost of Colonel Sanders,
That's fair. That's a good call.
or Wilford Brimley. I don't know if he's dead.
He is. Didn't he die of diabetes or something?
No, isn't he still advocating for diabetes?
He's a spokesperson for diabetes.
I think so.
Everybody's got to have a spokesperson.
He's the spokeswalrus for diabetes.
Yeah, exactly.
Diabetes. Spokes walrus.
All right, kids. My pick of this week is, I fear I may have picked this before, but it's now our like 67th episode. Things are
Right, so
starting
we
to
can
run
start
together.
cycling, yeah.
It's the app Pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, I have picked this before.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm picking it.
Okay, good.
It's like a blog reader that you can get a little button for your browser, and it will save articles into Pocket, and you can read them on your phone, and it's really convenient and nice. And I save lots of blog posts that I want to read on there and read them. So Pocket, go get it.
Cool. My pick is a blog called the Flush Review. It's a blog which reviews New York area restrooms on a scale rating of flushes 1 through 4. And I'm going to be a contributor to the blog. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, look for upcoming posts from me.
Wait, That's the best idea I've ever heard of.
Yeah, friend of the pod, Aton. It's his
So
blog.
what's the URL for that again?
I'll tweet it out.
I need this.
It's flushreview.wordpress.com.
You know, I was talking to a couple of my colleagues yesterday about we went to this really nice restaurant, Norma's at the Parker Meridian for a business breakfast a month ago, and it was such a nice restaurant in the middle of the Parker Meridian, which is a nice hotel, very expensive restaurant, and halfway through the meal, I had to lay some heat, so I went down to the bathroom, which is in the lobby of the hotel, and I was waiting patiently to use the bathroom, and a homeless person came out of the stall, and I was like, I'm not going to go in there now because it's kind of gross. So I went back to my breakfast and then took a cab straight to the office where I could use the bathroom. And I was like, that sucks that like it's a nice restaurant, a nice hotel, and then that bathroom situation happened. And one of my coworkers was saying how hotels are the best place to go if you're in New York and have to use the bathroom, because no one's going to question you. You just walk into the lobby like you're a guest there, and you just use their nice hotel with their nice toiletries, and then leave when you're done. Versus like going into a Starbucks or asking a restaurant if you or 7-Eleven if you could use their bathroom. You know.
Nice pro tip.
Pro tip.
That could be your beat on this blog.
Oh yeah, I could be the hotel bathroom reviewer. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna start randomly walking into hotels.
Yeah.
All right,
y'all.
kids. I gotta punch into the office.
right.
I love you, Bobs.
Love you,
Love you guys.
Bubs. See you next week.
Peace.